welcome, Viva Lifers. This is Dr. Kelly, OMD. I'm your board certified OBGYN and healthcare executive here to help you live your healthiest and wealthiest life. And what we do is in 5 pillars: spiritual, physical, financial. Today is financial, mental, and emotional. And what we want to do is educate, encourage, and inspire you to do just that: live your healthiest and wealthiest life. So I am bringing back to the stage TC Chambers. And I want to let you know that we met at a mastermind in Atlanta. I think it was about 7-8 months ago. And he really has dropped some significant knowledge, not only while we were at the mastermind, and then he came on a few months ago and dropped some different knowledge for us. But guess what? Anytime we have somebody come back, that means that you all had great responses to them. So TC, go ahead and let us know a little bit more about yourself, because we have new people on tonight, as well as the top 3 things you want us to take away tonight from your discussion about leveraging other people's money.
Absolutely. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for your time this evening. Again, I'm TC Chambers. I'm a business success strategist. I'm also a best-selling author and proud veteran. Born and raised in Philadelphia, but since January 2023, I've been residing full-time in Bali. And I would say one of the proudest things, I want to mention this, is that a year after being here, the woman that helped raise me along with my mom, who after my mother passed away, my auntie, a year after being here, I retired her and moved her here to Bali as well. So I got a little family here as well. I help businesses fund, grow, and create monthly recurring revenue via community to obtain freedom. So this is the road to freedom, the topic here, leveraging OPM. And the reason I say I help businesses is because if you are in America operating in this capitalistic society and you do not have a business, then you're playing in the game of capitalism with one hand behind. And that's something that you can change. I was fortunate enough to get invited to co-author a book. The book is actually entitled The Collective Genius: Uniting Thought Leaders for Happier, Healthier, and Wealthier Life. And my chapter in the book was actually entitled The Road to Freedom. And that's what we're going to talk about here. And it's actually principle-based. And so what I've done is I've created an acronym that I use actually in my chapter that I think will help you significantly. And it also touches on those 3 things that I want you to take away. First being dealing with mindset. The second being with importance of taking action, massive action, and quickly. And the third being leverage. So here's the acronyms. It's MEAL, M as in Michael, E as in Edward, A as in Apple, and L as in Lima. So, but before I break that down for you, I would like to ask you these 2 questions, and I want you to answer them to yourself. Okay? The first question is, besides yourself, who's making money off of your time, talent, education, leadership, relationship, and of course, money? Who's making money off of your time, talent, education, leadership, relationship, and of course, money? After I give the second question, I'll give you some hints for both of them, okay? Second question, besides yourself. In fact, before I go to the second question, let me give you some hints to help you answer that first question. Your employer is making money off of your assets. So those things, the time, talent, those are your assets. Your employer, the grocery store, the gasoline station, the salon, the spa, the gym, et cetera, et cetera. All of those entities make money off of your time, talent, education, leadership, and of course, your money. Helps them grow and get better, okay? The second question is this: besides yourself, whose time, talent, education, leadership, relationship, and money makes you money? That's also leveraging. So the first question is centered around your assets being leveraged. What you see, we're being leveraged. Every single day is what happens, what goes on. The second question is, are you leveraging? How effectively are you leveraging? So leverage is the key factor when it comes to building wealth and when it comes to that road to freedom. So let's delve into the acronym MEAL. All right. So the first letter of the acronym is mindset. And I'm really preaching to the choir here because you all talk a lot about mindset. And one of the things that most people have to shift from is a scarcity, fear-based victim mindset to an abundant winner mindset, can-do mindset. And by being in this community, by being on this call, I think it's fair to say that mindset is a weakness for you. It isn't a weak area for you in your life. The second, the E, is education. And I'm not talking about formal education where you go get everything you need for a computer science degree, but it's also filled with a lot of fillers just to justify the cost for a semester and to stretch it out for 4 years. You know, if you're studying computer science, you want a program, why do you need European history? Why do you need PE? Why, I mean, you know, so I'm talking about the specific information you need to get from point A to point B as fast as you can, with minimal obstacles you can, least expensive as you can, the straight line to success. That's the education I'm talking about. And it has to come from, typically comes from mentors, coaches, someone who's already done it. And again, it allows you the short path, the direct line to getting from A to point B, wherever you're trying to travel or get to, I should say. All right. The A is action. It's imperative that we take action. There's times that we hear about opportunities. There's times that we say we want to do something, but we hem and haw and we just don't take action and we don't take it fast enough. So it's very important. I see it all the time in the funding space. A particular lender, a particular bank might put a program out there and then it catches on like wildfire. And people say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. And then before you know it, by the time they apply for it, they shut it down or they change the requirements for it. And it's a totally different product and it's nowhere near as attractive as it was before. So it's very important that once you see it, once it makes sense to you, that you take action. And one of the things I'm going to encourage you to take action about, I talked earlier about when I said I help businesses. If you do not have a business, please, please, please start one. A lemonade stand, a how to make lemonade business, whatever, start one. Because every day you drive your vehicle, you lose money. Every day you use your cell phone, you lose money. Every day you have internet access, you lose money. Every day you eat with friends, you lose money. Every day you take a trip, you lose money. Every day you take care of your children, you lose money. That's how imperative it is that you get a business, like ASAP. All right, let's talk about the L. Okay, leveraging as a consumer. We're taught and conditioned to do that for our college degrees. We don't hesitate to do that to get a car. We don't hesitate to use the credit card to get a vacation or to buy some clothes or to buy some jewelry. But when it comes to leveraging it to access capital, to expand and grow, get marketing, get tools, get support for a business, or even to start a business, then we're hesitant, like, oh, no, I want to be debt free. We didn't want to be debt free when it came time to getting a mortgage. We didn't want to be debt free when it came time to getting that car. We didn't want to be debt free when it came time to going to Martha's Vineyards this year with the girls. But when it comes to business, our mindset is a little bit different. And we just have to shift that. Let's see what the world would look like if others didn't leverage. If you have an office space or where you go to work at every day, if the owner of the business where your office is located didn't leverage, it wouldn't be there. Now you need to put gasoline in your vehicle. If the owner of that gas station didn't leverage other people's, guess what? That gas station would be here and your E-light would be flashing because you'd have to find somewhere else. The spa. Now you need to buy groceries. What if the grocer didn't leverage the bank's money so we can get the building, get the product and everything to open that grocery store? You have to find somewhere else to go to be able to get groceries. So leveraging is going on leveraging OPM is going on all around you, but for some reason, we haven't been given a green light view, a necessity view, because we don't understand the benefits of it. The reason companies can grow so fast and do so well is because of leverage. For example, let's say you go to work and in this week, you benefit off of your 40 hours. So you got so far. But the company benefit off of 1,000 people's 40 hours, the same 40 hours. But their trajectory is a whole lot different. So how many sets of 40 hours do you have working for you?
My question to you is, he just asked that question of, you didn't have a problem leveraging a mortgage to get a car, a lease. Unless you have a business, you should not be leasing. But you didn't have a problem doing that. So I wanted to, in the chat, or just come off, just come off real quick. How many people have leveraged, have a mortgage that they're still paying on, have a car that they're still paying on, or a lease, and they don't have a business? How many people have that going on in here? Just go ahead and put it in the chat or whatever, and then TC will go back into his discussion. Go ahead, TC.
Here we go. If you could put $1 in a machine and get 2 out, but you only had $1, but you can borrow $10,000 at 0% interest and put those $10,000 in that machine and get 2 to 1. Would you do it? That's the options that you have. Do you only use your money, your time, your talent, and grow as fast as you can based on limited resources, limited assets? Or do you leverage unlimited assets out there, unlimited dollars out there, and that you get cheap at 0% interest? So you don't want your money out of the bank that you're getting interest on to then use when you can get some at 0% interest to use. And compound it in unlimited amount of resources. So it's imperative. I mean, I don't even know how to stress it. It's going on around you. It's not a new concept. We just haven't been taught to think about it in a way that it's a tool to help us get where we want to go.
So to be honest with you, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I took out a loan to build the consulting company that I have today, as well as to get some land for that consulting company. So let me tell you, from that loan, created 3 different businesses that are now, they're not mine because I invested in some other things as well, but those businesses are now worth over $5 million. They're now worth over $5 million. And that was from me taking out a loan, leveraging that money, investing in my business, which, as you know, I was still, doing my thing with another organization. So I wasn't able to grow as much as I wanted to, but I was able to help 3 other businesses grow. And so all of those businesses are still functioning very well today, and they're worth over $5 million, and they're growing, and they're putting money out into the community, and they're helping people grow their businesses by allowing leverage of other people's money, because those businesses are getting money from banks at low interest rates, and then they're putting it back out on the street, or they're providing a service, so people are utilizing them from there. But we have people on the line that I know you all are starting your businesses. You're thinking about starting your business. I am a businesswoman, so everything that he is talking about, there we go. So what is required to get a loan? So
You hear me?
Yep.
So I would say this, before you look at loans, and then it also depends on the amount, before you look at loans, because loans immediately bring interest with it, there's a way for you to get access to capital at 0%. Tens of thousands of dollars of capital at 0%. So it depends on what you're trying to use the money for and what the amount you need to determine whether you get a loan or not. But typically, a loan is going to require some sort of capital backing. In other words, what collateral or what finances in the background that shows that you're loan worthy. But when it comes to 0% funding, there are no doc programs. You just state what your income is, state what your revenue is going to be on your business. Based on that, they'll give you funding. No documentation. They don't need to see pay stubs. They don't need to see bank statements. They don't need to see tax returns. And typically no doc programs, if you have a solid personal credit, that's the assurance that they need to make them feel comfortable that you'll pay them back. and your business could have started today. So you could start your business today, have a solid personal credit, and one of the vendors I work with, say American Express, will give you 50,000, 0% interest, no problem, by the time you get off the phone.
And so are these the ones where, so you're talking about utilizing a credit card per se, or is there something else when
Business.
you say that again?
But business credit cards, which don't
Business
go
credit
against,
card.
yeah, but doesn't go against your personal utilization. So it doesn't have cause your credit score to go up and down. It's not, those
Okay.
cards aren't reflected. And there's ways to take cash off of those cards in a non-cash advance manner to keep it at 0%.
Okay. All righty. And so one of the things you did mention, though, is that you wanted to make sure that your personal credit is in good standing as well, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And why is that important?
Profile. There's a profile that they look for on the personal side, because it's your what I say, it's your history. It's your history of paying other people. So in lieu that is new, you may not have strong revenue in your business. There's many institutions that want to support you. They want to be on your finance team, but what do they have to give them a good feeling that you'll make good on what they give you? And what you've done in the past is a way for them to judge that.
All right. So they have another question that says that 0% capital. So I'll just give you all an example. I bought my car at 0%, paid it off in a couple of years, and I still have the car today. But that essentially is a 0% credit card loan, whatever the case may be. And once I found out that there were 0% opportunities out there, I was like, oh no, y'all not getting me. You all are not getting me anymore. So definitely the 0% opportunities are out there. What are the steps to obtain 0% funding, and can you provide company or financial institutions that have those programs?
Oh, they're almost every bank has a 0% interest program. There are several ones that I deal with that I know specifically what they're looking for and what their criteria are that guarantees approval. So if you show up in this uniform looking like this, you're going to get approved.
And when you say this uniform, are you talking about my uniform or yours?
How your profile shows up.
Exactly.
If you go,
So
if you
there
go
is,
in looking like this.
yeah, so there's so that's the loan I was talking about. There's a physician loan. It was, for me, it wasn't 0%, but it was very, very low percentage loan. And it is special for physicians. Now, what was very nice is it also came with a business account, which to this day, for the last 16 years, I have paid no fees for my business account. And as y'all know who have businesses and business banking, those fees can add up $15 a month, 10 cents per check, all that other stuff. And once I found out about that, I was like, oh, y'all not going to get me anymore. So TC, do you have any other, can you just drop one example for them?
Sure. For example, I had a client that just started her business. She had around a 734 credit score on Experian, and the rest of her profile, her inquiry, she maybe had one inquiry. Her utilization was about 8%. Utilization is a big factor when it comes to it, how you're utilizing the current credit you have available. And we did a three-way call with my colleague and I won't say colleague, my connect inside of Amex. She came off the phone with two of the blue card business cards, one with a $15,000 limit, the other with a $25,000 limit, and then the business goal, which has a 6-month 0% interest with no preset limit at 30 grand. That was a 15-minute call. The most amount of time of the call was actually filling out the application. And the reason it was so fast, and the reason it was so fast is because I made sure the profile was exactly what Amex was looking for. So I don't waste their time, nobody's time.
Absolutely. And, I've seen this, and TC has shown this to me. We've been in a group as well that I have seen this happen. And it's like hundreds of people are getting these 0% loans. Now, TC, our group is very, transparent and
Sure.
forward, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
One of the things that people have fear about is what if they're not bringing in enough business to actually be able to pay back this loan, and ends up your personal, because that was a mistake that Kelly Elmore made. I'm gonna put that out there, that you are using your
Mhm.
personal money to pay back so that you can keep the business going. I think that's one of the things, hurdles that people have to kind of get over, is making sure that, they have a viable business. So can you talk about that, having a viable business so you can actually pay these loans back?
Sure. So I think a big part is this. If you wouldn't use your own money to run and operate the business, don't use somebody else's money to run and operate the business. If your own skin is in the game, you're going to do everything you can to first put together a good business plan, a good marketing strategy to ensure that you can acquire the business needed to pay it back. And because you get access to $70,000 of 0% interest spread out over 3 cards, doesn't mean you have to use it all at one time. You can use 5,000 for marketing and see what it brings back. So you can test slow. You don't have to dive in and put it all in during the testing phase. Once you find the niche, once you find the right marketing campaign, then you can start to scale it up. So you don't have to throw it all in at one time. You can spread it out. And many of the cards, 0% you won't start until you actually use it. So you can have 2 or 3 of the cards sitting in a drawer until you're ready to use it while you're using one, maybe smaller card. I hope that helped.
I think it absolutely does, because I think sometimes we get all the money and we think we have to use it right then and there. It's like hot potato, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. No, we don't absolutely have to do that. So I think that makes sense, that you can kind of like not necessarily stack, but you can space out the usage of these opportunities and these loans. So yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right. Does
that's
anybody have
important.
any other questions? Or TC, did you have anything else you wanted to share with us?
Just again, one, you're really hustling backwards in America if you don't have a business. Plain and simple. You're hurting yourself. Um, and if you don't have one, that means you don't embrace that concept. And if you have children, nieces, and nephews that listen to you, you're hurting them as well. Not intentionally, because I know you would never want to do that, but from a capitalistic perspective, you are. Um, Next, leverage is the way to go. You have to leverage because it allows you to compound. And here's another thing. When we're taught to go to work for 20, 30 years and then retire and live happily ever after, what's going to allow you to live happily ever after? It's the money that comes in monthly that you're not working for. The vehicle that most people use, that we've been taught to use, the 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, they grow too slow. And then there's not enough at the end that you can put it somewhere and the interest off of it pays you enough. But if you're a business owner, then you can leverage your superpower. Your superpower is what comes easy to you, but difficult to others. That 6-year-old girl that knows how to tie her shoes, her superpower is tying her shoes to her 4-year-old brother. And she can help him learn how to tie his shoes in the weekend, as opposed to him struggling and getting frustrated trying to do it himself. The parent of 3 can absolutely help an expecting mother or expecting mothers prepare themselves for the first 6 months postpartum. Takes away the fear, takes away the mystery. So that person's superpower is the fact that they've already been through it, and now they can help someone ease the fears, change the struggles, and all that. So another thing I do is help you identify the superpower that you have to help you build. Imagine you had 1,000 women globally paying you $27 a month to help them with what's to get from point A to point B, and all you're using is your superpower. That's far more than what most people's retirements is going to be. And it takes 12 to 24 months, worst case, to do that. So the vehicle we've been using to build our retirement or our monthly reoccurring revenue is very slow. It goes at a snail's pace because not enough of your money, time, talent, education, leadership, and other people's money, time, talent, education, leadership is being used to build it. So that's why one of these why leveraging is so important. The other people's time Did you get that?
Yep,
I wanted to
we
make
got
sure.
it all.
Good
We
luck.
got it all.
Good,
And I
good,
know we're
good,
coming towards the end. So we want to make sure a person, we want to make sure that we're getting your information. I did put a link in the chat about some more information that you have, but can you let us know how to get in touch with you, best way to get in touch with you so that we can have personal conversations with you or in a group setting about
Sure.
how to be able to leverage other people's money and really move forward in building our businesses.
Absolutely. What I want to do, I'm going to give you a number, and you can send me a regular text, or you can send me one through WhatsApp. I am overseas, and we can set up a time to talk, and I'll answer questions that you have. And the number is 786-523-5766. 786-523-5766. This way, technology doesn't become a barrier.
Love it. Absolutely. It does not become a barrier. TC and I have talked him overseas, me here, and vice versa. But that being said, thank you all for coming on. I know many of you are making transition soon out of the organizations that you're in, and you're going to be moving into a next career in your life. Absolutely. SW, we are going to go visit Bali. She's a diver too, so that makes it even more fun.
Okay. Absolutely.
You're moving in, transitioning to other careers in your life, and you're deciding, you know what do I want to do? Why? Well, first of all, you're deciding why, right? Your why is the most important thing. The what, the purpose behind it, and of course, what business that you're going to go into and how you're going to scale it. So I am here to help educate, encourage, and inspire you and bring on different subject matter experts to help you make these decisions. The way that we keep connected is through Viva Life. So I'm Dr. Kelly, OMD. You got the email, you got the registration, you signed up, you'll still get emails from us. You can also join our Viva Life SPF Me experiences where we have full-on conversations, not just the webinars, not just the podcast, but our affirmation rooms and our face-to-face meetings. But TC, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for being persistent. What I want y'all to see is if he's going to be persistent to talk to you from thousands of miles away, that is the type of persistence that he is going to have when he's helping you leverage other people's money. And he's a real person. I've met him, I have touched him, and he touched me so significantly, which is why I brought him back here tonight. So thank you all. Thank you for being on with us. Go ahead and check them out, check us out, and we will see you for our next Ask Dr. Kelly OMD, Mondays, 4:30 p.m. Thank you. All right. Thank you for being a part of the Viva Life experience. I'm Dr. Kelly OMD, board certified OBGYN and healthcare executive. If you like what you heard, then please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. The reason why is because we are trying to educate, encourage, and inspire 1 million people to live their healthiest and wealthiest life. And this is what we're bringing you. We're bringing you educational videos. We're bringing you podcasts. We are bringing you webinars with subject matter experts, including myself, about the topics that affect you the most. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. We are everywhere. Have a wonderful day. Viva Life.